Hi, Michelle here again, author of Shadow Work, a spiritual path to healing and integration. And this is the book I'm teaching from, the book that I wrote that came out last year. And so, one of the things I want to frame something a little differently, which it talks about thinking habits a little bit in the book, but we have habits. And I want to I talk about triggers and I talk about reactions and I talk about responses. But what happens is when we don't question why we react to things, when we don't question why we are triggered, what happens is the reaction and then the behavior that we take on after our reaction becomes a habit. So then we create a habit of thinking, a way of being that seems normal to us. So, for example, let's say you meet a particular individual, male, female, whatever, and you have a reaction to them. You have some kind of like gut reaction. What happens is if you don't question the reaction, you might think, oh, my intuition is telling me to stay away from this person. And you think you're being guided. Now, not that that doesn't ever happen. It does. Intuition will keep you safe. But very often, what your reaction is rooted in a pain, a hurt, a trauma, something that's deep, something you might not quite be able to identify. But because you don't question it and you and this and you just react to it, that reaction becomes a habitual way of being. It becomes habitual. Okay? So I want you to think about this as habits of thinking. So you can start to look at your life and say, where do I habitually respond to? Where or who do I habitually avoid? What kind of people do I regularly think of as not safe? And pay attention to those things, but frame them in the form of a habit. The reason is it's easy to change habits. Maybe not easy all the time with everything. I shouldn't make a grand statement like that. But if you think it's a habit, you could, let's say it differently, slowly change the habit. So what I'd like to do for you here is just give you a new framework, because you can change your habits of thinking. And even if it's one little piece of it a day, it doesn't have to be a grand sweep. It doesn't have to be huge, but just a little bit every day, or catching it every time. Try it. See what you find, because underneath there's some shadows. There are some shadows pulling the levers of the puppet of your emotions. Okay? All right. Be well. Keep at it. Keep working. Talk to you soon. Bye.